ngày hôm nay ạ. Đầu tiên thì em xin giới thiệu thành phần đầu tiên thì em xin giới thiệu cái thành phần tham dự từ phía EPLAN và Chu Tech. Đầu tiên là có ngài Ưng Ti San là chuyên gia của hãng EPLAN phụ trách khu vực Đông Nam Á, Úc và New Zealand. Cô Kristen là phụ trách marketing của hãng EPLAN tại khu vực Đông Nam Á, Úc và New Zealand. Ngoài ra về phía Chu Tech còn có anh Phạm Văn Vũ và Hoàng Đình Thông là kỹ sư giải pháp EPLAN. Và em là Hải Anh, phụ trách marketing của công ty Chu Tech. Thì nội dung của cái chương trình demo và giới thiệu phần mềm EPLAN Electric P8 trực tuyến của chúng ta ngày hôm nay sẽ bao gồm các cái phần như sau ạ. Phần 1 thì em sẽ giới thiệu sơ qua về Chu Tech. Phần thứ hai là cô Brad sẽ giới thiệu về hãng EPLAN. Phần 3 cũng như là phần chính quan trọng nhất của cái buổi demo ngày hôm nay là giới thiệu phần mềm EPLAN Electric P8 trong lĩnh vực thiết kế và quản lý các công trình điện. Và phần cuối cùng là Q&A, tức là sẽ dành cho thời gian để cho các anh chị nếu mà có câu hỏi hay thắc mắc gì thì mình sẽ giải đáp trong cái phần này ạ. Sau đây thì em xin được giới thiệu đôi nét về công ty Chu Tech. Chu Tech thì tên đầy đủ là công ty trách nhiệm hữu hạn công nghệ niềm tin, được thành lập vào năm 1997. Với gần 20 năm kinh nghiệm thì bên em đã được một số hãng công nghệ uy tín hàng đầu thế giới ủy quyền làm đại lý tại Việt Nam. Trong đó thì có hãng phần mềm EPLAN. Và sau đây là phần giới thiệu về hãng EPLAN do Kristen sẽ trình bày ạ. Hi Kristen, please.
Thank you, Anne. Okay. A little introduction on EPLAN. So EPLAN is a German-based company founded in 1984, and our HQ is in Monheim am Rhein in Germany. And we are the first PC-based ECAD system company. And so today we are about 31 years old already. So we are also part of Việt company, an owner-managed group with more than 11,500 employees worldwide. Sorry. So currently we are present in 50 countries, including Vietnam, and our solutions are available in 17 languages. Globally, we have about 45,000 customers with about more than 110,000 installations. So for EPLAN itself, we have 700 employees worldwide, and we are still currently expanding in all countries. So these are the presence of EPLAN. You can see all the red ones are the ones that we are presently there. So office here in Malaysia, taking care of Southeast Asia, countries like Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Philippines, and also Australia and New Zealand. Okay, so at EPLAN we offer no solution off the shelf, but carefully matched. So these are the industry that we are present in. So you can see we are present in industry like automotive, food and beverages, oil and gas, water treatment. Yeah. So we have more than 45,000 satisfied customers around the world today. So these are the references that we have currently. So big players are like, in automotive are like BMW, Volvo, or we are also very strong in food and beverages. We have Nestle, Coca-Cola. So these are the references that you can see. And next, I would like to pass it to He will continue his presentation a bit on the EPLAN platform and also on EPLAN Electric P8.
Hi, thank you, Cash. Good morning, everyone. I'm Nâng from EPLAN. I'm the application engineer for EPLAN. I'm responsible for the technical aspects for EPLAN engineering, as well as all the different regions that we cover, which is the Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand, and also Vietnam. So a little bit about the EPLAN platform. So the EPLAN is under what we call the EPLAN platform. Under this platform, we have the different modules of our software, which is encompass all the different aspects of electrical engineering. So first, to start off with, we have the electric P8, which is for the new electrical schematic designs and also
Hi, some customer cannot hear you. Please help them to speak it.
Okay.
In chat, some customer cannot hear you.
Okay. Okay, we will reply them through messaging. For those who can't hear me, unfortunately, I can't tell them via verbal because they can't hear. So we'll be replying them via messaging.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, to continue on from where I was just now, we have the electric P8, which is for the electrical schematic design and also 2D panel design. We have the EPLAN fluid, which is for the pneumatic and hydraulic design. We have the pre-planning for basic engineering as well as P&ID designs. We have the Pro panel for 3D panel design. And also the harness Pro D, which is for the wire harnessing of machinery and automotive, and also different aspects of electrical wiring. So all of these different softwares are actually under the same EPLAN platform. And as you can see under this platform image we have here, we also have the MCAD and PDM system. So under this MCAD and PDM system, it means that we can integrate the mechanical CAD and as well as PDM, ERP PDM systems into your EPLAN platform. And the reason why we are called the EPLAN platform is because all of these different modules, such as the electric P8 fluid, the pre-planning, the Pro panel and harness Pro D, can be cross-integrated with each other. That means I can start off my designs from the electrical P8 and finish it off with my Pro panel by reusing all the wires without having to manually reroute or reconnect any wiring. And I can also start my design from the harness Pro D and finish it off with the electrical P8. And the most important thing is all the reports and all the data between all the different platforms are synchronized, and you can directly reuse all of this data between each other, and you will get a more complete report system and a more complete design. In addition to that, as you can see on top of all the modules, we have our EPLAN engineering configuration. This EPLAN engineering configuration is an automation tool for us to do automatic schematic generation, meaning that I can actually start my design with the Excel sheet and fill in all the requirements of my project and automatically generate the electrical schematics, the panel design, and also the pneumatic designs as well. So today's main focus will be on the EPLAN electric P8. So to begin you with, here is a little introduction on our EPLAN electric P8. The electric P8 is a powerful tool to help you do your electrical engineering design as well as your schematic designs. And it also allows you to properly standardize your data so that you can improve your quality and also the efficiency of coming up with your engineering work. So to help you with your engineering designs, we have a comprehensive project structure, which is flexible to adapt to any industry standards. It's compatible with the current IEC 81346 as well as any industry standards such as the GOST, GB, NFPA, and also the JIS, which is Japan Industry Standards. And also with the project structure, you are able to contain your entire project together in one single file, and it makes a better organization and it helps you handle the different documentations. We also provide you with a few different symbol libraries from the different industry standards to start you off with. With these symbol libraries, you do not need to manually create them, and you can also add in additional information like the part information, like price list, dimensions, sub-functions, accessories, and so on. And to further help you out with, EPLAN has a powerful tool which is called the data portal. This data portal is a cooperation between the different suppliers worldwide where they design their parts in EPLAN format and also put it into our data servers. These data servers, which can be used by different users and designers to directly obtain the part information like schematics and also all the functions available with their components. Because this is provided by the manufacturers, this will be the most accurate information available. So under this data portal, we have up to 126 manufacturers worldwide. As you can see here, this is our current catalog and it's growing constantly. As you can see previously, under 2013 here, we have 52 manufacturers, and now we have 126 manufacturers. And the components inside the data portal have already exceeded more than 600,000 parts. And this is still growing on a daily basis. To further help you out with, we have what we call the macro technology. The macro technology is a method for you to store and reuse sections of your drawings and designs. And not only that, you are able to store the different variations of the design as well as utilize what we call the placeholder to supplement your designs with different technical data, such as the calculations that you have performed for the cable numbers or for the motor size or the corresponding circuit breakers and fuse and so on. So this macro technology will allow you to significantly reduce your modification time and also increase the quality of your design. By doing so, you will obtain a faster approach towards your engineering works by reducing the engineering hours and focusing on the quality of your work instead of the normal grunt work where you do your design work. Also with EPLAN, there is a smart cross-referencing functions. All the cross-referencing in EPLAN is done automatically. And not only is it done automatically, it is also updated automatically. And there is a smart jump function between the source and the target. There is also a smart jump function between single line and multi-line drawings, and also between the the panel layouts, and also the different representations of your designs, so that it is easy for you to do your checking and also for you to reference when you require to find components. There is auto exchange between the multi-line symbols to single line symbols, as well as a reverse function where you can design from your single line drawings and finish up with your multi-line drawings. As mentioned earlier, there is a 2D panel layout function in EPLAN where you can directly drag and drop the different components you have used in your electrical design and directly get them into your mounting panel. all the EPLAN reports are generated automatically. So with this automatic generation, you will be able to easily obtain reports such as your bill of materials, cable connection list, your cable diagrams, your bill of materials, your table of contents, and as well as all the different part lists, cable lists, PLC diagrams that you require. And all of these reports are also able to be updated automatically. And furthermore, if you require them in an Excel format, you can easily export this out into an Excel or text format or XML file. The project output for EPLAN is in different formats. You can output it in CAD format or in image file. However, we do recommend you to use our Smart PDF format, where you can easily obtain all the Smart Jump functions. You can put your comments on the PDF file and also import them back into the EPLAN platform. We do also have an EPLAN View app, which you can obtain on Apple devices and use them to view your EPLAN drawings easily. Okay, so to start you off with, I will show you a demonstration on the EPLAN platform. So here I have an EPLAN platform, and as you can see, my entire project with all my drawings are stored under the same single file. This makes it easier for me to manage all the page numbering and also the formatting, and also to compare my different drawings. And I can easily copy and paste any drawings I want. And to help you with your designs, we provide you with the EPLAN, the plot frame, where it will be synchronized throughout the entire project. So if I were to need a different industry standard, I can easily go into my project settings, and select any different plot frames that we want. So as you can see here, we are providing you with the GB, GOSD, and an NFPA standard right out of the box. So this is built in. As soon as you install, you will have all these standards available. So for example, if I were to select a different plot frame size or a different plot frame standard, I can easily just apply this, and it will instantly apply them across my whole project. So I do not need to manually change and apply this to each individual place. I do not have to worry about the different formatting, and I can easily change it anytime in my project. So next is all the smart cross-referencing functions are done automatically, and there's a smart jump function between them. So as you will notice here, if I were to create a new object, the cross-reference is done automatically. And if I were to move this object into a different page, it is also updated automatically. As you can see here, this is page 9 and column 9. So page 9, column 9, here it is. And if I were to change my page number, this numbering is also updated automatically. To help you further, this smart cross-referencing function is also available on the individual components. So as you place components into your design, this smart cross-referencing function will also be present, and you will be able to find all the sub-components associated, and you can easily jump to them to do your normal checking and also to do your design. So as you can see these components here, these are what we call the symbols. All the symbols in EPLAN is provided directly via the different industry standards. So you can find the IEC standard, the GB standard, GOST, and NFPA. To activate a new symbol library into your project, you just have to select and add them into your library, and you can easily use them directly. So for example, if I select a new library, I can instantly use them into my project without any problems. And if I were to use a new object in my library, for example, if I place a new object, as you can see here, when I click and drag them across, not only are the lines automatically connected, the component numbers are automatically generated so that I will not have a conflict of the device tags, and I do not have to worry about all this numbering as they are automatically updated. The system automatically selects the next unused number, and it will help you place the numbering down into your software. And all you have to do is to complete the lines by clicking and dragging. And furthermore, if I have any associated components, like for example, if I have my K4 here, and I need to add in some sub-functions like normally open context or normally closed context, I can easily add them into my drawings by selecting normally open context. So let's say if I have a power contact here, and I will place it here. All I have to do is label this A4, and it will automatically appear its cross-reference on the component itself. And all the smart jump functions is activated immediately. To further help you out with this, I can also directly input part information into my devices, and it will help me fill in all the normal information, like for example, my connection point designation, my technical characteristics, and I can easily do this via a device selection, where it will show me all the associated components like the part number, the functions available, and also the accessories. So as you can see here, it will show me the associated ones. So if I were to select a component like this, as you can see here, the technical characteristic is 230 volt, and I have all these normally open and normally closed contacts. So all I have to do is double click here and click OK. And this information will be filled into my technical characteristics. And I will have all the available functions with this component. So there will be no mistake made when I have to select a sub-function, like if I need to know if there's an extra normally open contact on my device, or if there's a extra normally closed contact, and I do not have to worry about all the labelings and the numberings for the sub-components. For example, if I were to go into page 10 here, and I want to place a normally open contact with my K5, I just have to go to my project data, devices, navigator, and look for K5 here, and you can see all the available functions on my object. And if I were to click and drag them out, I can easily place them into my drawings. As I place them into my drawings, you will notice that the components will change its status, meaning that I have currently used them into my drawings, as well as all the different page numbers it is currently placed, and the smart cross-referencing function is also generated automatically. So to put in this component information, you have various different options. You can either manually create them, or you can download them from the manufacturer websites, or what you can directly use is from our data portal. Our data portal is easy to use. So for example here, you can see all the different manufacturers available. The more popular one will be, for example, Siemens, Hue, ABB, Yokogawa, and all the different Schneider Electric, Pebble and Fudge, Phoenix contacts. They're all available. And if I want to use any component here, I can directly select from the manufacturer. I can see what is available. For example, here I will require a contactor. And I can instantly place this into my drawings. So it will import all the different part information and the macro. So as I place them into my drawing, you will notice all the available functions will automatically be filled in. And all my part information is provided. Things like my type number, order number, designations, my mounting information, like for example, the weight, the width and height and depth. I will have all the available functions, like for example, this component would have 2 power contacts, normally open contacts, and all the technical information will be filled in automatically for me as well, if it is provided by the manufacturer. And to further supplement this, I can also obtain information like my macros. So the macro technology is a function that we use to store and reuse sections of designs. So I can store things from my incoming supply, where I can have parts of my drawings done. And not only that, I can also store more complex items. Like for example, my model number. And as you will notice, I can select the different values of my motors, and it's automatically filled in. So for example, if I select a 7.5 model, I will have a 2.5 cable, as well as my fuse size will be 0 to 16. However, if I select the 18.5 kilowatt motor, I will need a 10 millimeters square cable, as well as a 2 to 40 amp circuit breaker. Not only is the values automatically filled in, I can fill it in a table, and it will automatically be assigned to my components as I place them into my drawings. And as I place them into my drawings, all the numberings, for example, my tag numbers will be Q3, Q4, will be automatically renumbered to the next unused number. And not only is this available, I am also able to store the different variations of the design into one single file, so that it will assist me into my engineering drawings, and I would not need to recreate any components that I've created before. And I can also store items like graphical items alongside. Different graphical aspects of my drawings as well. And as mentioned earlier, when you obtain these components from the data portal, for example, if I were to obtain any component here in my data portal, let me create a new page. Let's say I were to download a PLC item here. Not only am I provided with the with the schematic macro. I'm also provided with the different aspects of this schematic design. As well as the single line, the overview, and most importantly, the graphical image of this macro. So when I'm provided with all of these things, I can easily just select the component and place them into my drawings. To further help you out with these different aspects of the drawings, you can easily go into, for example, here I have a single line schematic. I can just open up my device navigator and select my component. And select my component and just drag and drop them into my design. And by doing so, you will also notice that whether I have used these components into my drawings previously. This means that I do not need to purposely find out the tag number that I have used and associate them manually. This is all done automatically by the EPLAN software. And as you can see here, I have the value K9. When I go into my single line drawings, I can easily just click and drag, and it will give me the correct association for my symbol or my functions that I've used. So after you have finished dealing with your schematic drawings, I can go into my 2D diagram where I can place in a mounting panel. So I can place in a panel here, and I can also design the mounting panel easily without having to manually draw or find out the components that I've used. I can easily find out from the list that I have here. For example, I can just click and drag the components that I want to use and place them into my drawings easily. And not only that, as I click and drag the components, for example, if I click and drag this component here, I can easily see the size, and it will also take out the object in my parts list here to let me know whether I have used this component previously or not. And if I were to move them outside of my, if I were to place them outside of my mounting panel, it will show me an error here where I can easily jump to the component. And once I rectify the mistake, it will clear off the error automatically for me. So as I place more and more components into my drawings, I can also generate a report for this. For example, this enclosure legend here. So all my reports are automatically updated, so I do not have to worry about whether I have created my reports in the beginning of my project or at the end of my project, because as I process on, reports are generated automatically and updated automatically. And if I were to remove, for example, this number 70 here, I just have to click the update button, and it will automatically update in my report as well. And if I do not like the format of my report, for example, this enclosure legend, all I need to do is select the correct format that I prefer. So for example, if I prefer this format, and click update, and it will automatically change its format for me. So all the different reports in EPLAN can be automatically generated. As you can see here, you can generate reports like cable connection diagrams, your cable diagram, overview, connection list, part list, your bill of materials, terminal diagrams easily. And right now in my project, I currently have no reports. I only have a title page. So if I want to generate my reports, I just have to click the Generate Project Reports. And instantly the system will generate all the different reports I require. Normally it will take about half a minute to a minute. And I will have all my table of contents. For example, here I have all my structure identifier overviews, my table of contents. So I can even have table of contents for individual sections of my reports. And most importantly, I can have other reports like, for example, my terminal strip overview, where I can see the total number of terminals that I've used, the first and the last number. I can also obtain information like my part list, so I can see all the individual components, the device tag, the designations, the type number, the manufacturer and suppliers, and the part number. And most importantly, I can also obtain a bill of materials. So I can see here how many I've used, how many components of this I've used. And if I have keyed in the price list for these components, I can also easily obtain the total price and get a summation of all these prices. So as you can see here, I can even generate my PLC reports for my PLC diagrams. I can see all my individual addresses, the cross-reference where it's currently placed, and also all the address and the function tags. So all these reports can also be exported to Excel file. As you know, most of the time we will require an Excel format of our reports, like the bill of materials. If I need to send it to my supplier, I can easily export all my reports into different formats. For example, this is currently my format that I'm using. So I have my project name, my description, my order number, manufacturer quantity, and so on. So I just need to click and it will automatically generate this report for me. So it will automatically fill in all the part numbers, the order numbers, description, which manufacturer this is from, the quantity, price per unit, and I can get a total cost. And if I need to separate my reports into smaller formats, I just have to key in how many rows do I need to fill in per page. Let's say if I fill in 10 per page, and whether I have set in a filter. So for example, if I want to have everything in my report, it will show me all the different manufacturers. It will even split it into the amount of rows that I have pre-selected, and it will fill in the information for me. So that I can just send this report out to my purchasing department and they can purchase according to this list. And not only is this format available, you can also utilize all the different formats that your company is using. For example, if I have a different template, company template. So for example, here I have a different company template altogether. All I have to do is select them and do a small configuration, and I can directly export all my reports out into the different templates that I have. So it automatically fills in all the information, as well as split it out into the items that you select. For example, I select up to 10 items per report. So it automatically fills in all the item numbers. So I don't have to manually fill in these reports, and I can generate any sort of reports that I have in my EPLAN interface into this Excel file. Even if I do not need to generate this into the reports in my drawings, I can also use it. So all the report types available are the usual reports that you require, like the cable diagrams, the connection list, device type, tag list, your enclosure legends, your part list, your plug diagrams, your PLC diagrams, your table of contents, and terminal diagrams. So you can export any reports that you want into the Excel file as well. So after you generated all your reports and your drawings, you will also need to output your projects into the different formats that your suppliers or your contractors or the installation people can read. And you can easily go to your page and export them into your DXF file, DWG, image file. But we do recommend you to use our PDF export, because when you export it out into our smart PDF format, so let me throw this into my desktop. Okay, so as you export this into your PDF format, when you open this in PDF, the first thing you will notice is that you will have the same exact structure as what you have in your EPLAN interface. And all the bookmarking is already done for you automatically. And not only that, all the smart cross-referencing that you have done previously is still present. And you will also have your device tree as per what you designed in your EPLAN interface, so that you are able to easily find all the objects. For example, if I need to find my K1 in my multi-line, I need to find the normally open context, I just have to click and it automatically redirect me to the right location. And if I need to put in any comments, for example, or if I go to a different page, I can even go into the panel layout through the navigator here. All I need to do is just to close this and save. And I can directly import the PDF comments back into my EPLAN interface. So it shows me that I have 3 comments, and I can just open my comment navigator. And I can see all the comments that the person checking this drawing have put in, and I just have to jump to them, and I can do my editing. I can even put in a status, so when I export it out the next time, for example, whether I have accepted this comment, or I cancelled it, or have rejected it. However, if I have completed this and I do not need to keep the comments, I just have to delete them, and it will be automatically removed from your program. So in conclusion, what I have showed you here is a faster and more efficient method of doing engineering design, and you can easily obtain all your reports without having to manually calculate or manually assign all the individual components into a report. Therefore, you can easily improve the efficiency and also the quality of your designs. So I will be opening up the Q&A session. So please let me know if you have any questions. Okay, we have a question here. Which sort of key to jump for the jumping function? So the jumping function, you just have to press the F key or control click the cross-reference. For example, if I want to jump here, I just have to press control and click, and it will automatically jump to the main function. As for all the sub-functions, for example, this, I just have to press control and click, and it will jump. So there is no elaborate setup or programming required for this. And for the different macro types, to switch between the different macro types, you just need to press the tab key, or as you place them, or as you place them into your drawing. Let me create a new page here. So if I select my macro, as you will notice here at the bottom, under the variant, I can change between all the different variants that I have saved into my macro. I can either select them from here. If I have different variant types, for example, the different representation types, I can also store them in the same file, and I can switch them if I have stored them in the same file. So if I'm putting this into my drawings, for example, this motor schematic, to change between the different variants, I just have to press the tab key on my keyboard. And it will automatically change. If I need to change between the different representation types, like for example, from single line to multi-line, so here, as you can see, I have my multi-line overview, single line, and panel layout. I can press tab to change between the variations between the same representation type. And if I want to change between different representation types, I have to press Shift tab. So are there any more questions? We have one more question here. It's about the labeling function. So as you know, you can also label all your wires automatically from the EPLAN interface. So for example, here I have all of these components placed into my drawings, and I need to put a label for all of these individual wires. I can easily run a labeling function in EPLAN. by going to my connections and placing them in. And I can choose between the different formats. For example, if I prefer to have from my source to my target, and I want to put a separator in between them. So I just have to run them, and it will automatically label my wires individually with the source and the target. For example, here I have my S1 number 11 connected as my target, and the source is from A6 S21. So as you find the wire, it's connected to A6 S21. So this automatic numbering is already built in as well. Okay, so let me continue to the slide. So currently, this is all the time we have for the Q&A session. So if you have any more questions, we will reply you via email. You can email me directly, or you can email to our EPLAN agent in Vietnam, which is Miss Mai. You can also email our general sales line, which is under this sales@eplan.com.my. So if you have any technical questions or sales-related questions regarding the product, or regarding the sales information that you require, you can email to all of these contacts available here. We have a question regarding PSpice. Unfortunately, the software do not support PSpice, as PSpice is a simulation for electronic devices. Unfortunately, we are out of time for the Q&A, so I will pass the floor back to Ms. An. And if you have any questions, you can email us directly, and we will try to accommodate you as soon as possible.
Xin chân thành cảm ơn tất cả các anh chị đã quan tâm và dành thời gian tham dự cái buổi giới thiệu trực tuyến về phần mềm EPLAN Electric P8 của EPLAN Tech ngày hôm nay ạ. Nếu như mà các anh chị có bất kỳ các cái câu hỏi nào liên quan trong quá trình nghiên cứu cũng như là tìm hiểu về phần mềm EPLAN thì xin vui lòng liên hệ với cả bên em hoặc là bên hãng. Về thông tin chi tiết, về email, số điện thoại cũng như là các thông tin khác để liên hệ thì trong email mà em gửi cái thư mời đã có đầy đủ, hoặc là như là anh chị vừa nhìn thấy trên màn hình là có cái địa chỉ email của EPLAN cũng như là từ phía Tech. Thì sau cái buổi demo ngày hôm nay thì bên EPLAN sẽ gửi lại cho các anh chị cái file recording của cái buổi demo ngày hôm nay. Nếu mà anh chị có cái phần nào chưa rõ thì mình có thể xem lại và gửi các cái câu hỏi thắc mắc qua bên em ạ. Một lần nữa xin cảm ơn tất cả mọi người và xin kính chào ạ.
Okay, so thanks for joining us today, and I will end the webinar now. Thank you.